Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
Mercy, for a moment, is dazed, but then here's one, looking back and seeing Harlock disappear. She knows she can't get there as quickly because she's already been running a lot. Her leg is kind of busted up from just hitting the side of a steel wall. And so what she does is, as she reaches back, she summons her tongs and then slams them clamped shut on her metal arm to keep her from going all the way in.
Wow. Harlock, for a second, you see pure and unadulterated chaos. Harlock, in that moment, you feel completely overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the chaos. You feel like it's intruding on your mind to some extent. Your math, too, is shifting slightly, exposed to the pure madness of the tower. I'm gonna just quietly mark you with something, and then you can move on with your life.
Oh no, we have insanity rules, probably. Cool.
Yeah, so, Harlock, your mind expands. However, you are quickly grabbed and pulled free from the skin of the tower.
Oh, I'm alive. Thank you.
Yes, are you all right?
Yes, you should probably keep running so you don't catch the grease.
I think we're a little late for that, dear.
You smell it. Harlock, you smell it clearly.
Then we should probably keep running because I will burn again.
Oh, we are not letting that happen. Nope.
Great, then we should probably keep going. So Harlock, using what grease she still has on her shoes, is going to Yuri on ice down the hallway.
Marcus yells over to Biff. Biff, take the reins! Gregor, you can focus on fucking up this asshole! I gesture at this asshole, of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, thank God.
And then I say, Kier, could you give me a boost?
Anytime.
Here we go! I think Marcus just, steps into Kier's hands and tries to kind of vault over him, maybe also using tungsten, to about here.
Yeah.
And then just really lets an Utter Dark Blast loose right in this thing's face and is trying to essentially blow straight past or through it. So it gets this thing's leg as well.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Marcus, you boost off of Kier's handhold and leap in the air, and time slows down. You open up your mouth and you let out a guttural scream, which to everyone else is a loud but in this moment of pure and crowning focus, you feel time slow down and you let out a large demonic bellow. Whoa. As you lift back the Utter Dark Blast and, much like spiking a volleyball, fire it through this thing's head, and it carves a line of pure darkness through the joint, past it, into the juggernaut behind, and you fly and you keep going.
Ah! And would you look at that, my glitter pouch fell open and I'm just sparkles all around me. Son of a bitch. One of your glitter pouches. Yeah, fair. That's fair.
Wow, that's such a oh boy. I need to decide something for it really fast. There's no reason it wouldn't.
Oh boy.
So as it's going backwards, its entire upper body is leaning back as if the blow to its head was fatal. And then all at once, it rears back up and you see its eyes ignite. And Marcus, you are hit with an eye beam straight back. Take a wound.
Oh.
you begin to spin as an additional one of your glitter pouches is busted open, and like a plane falling from the sky, you move towards Gregor. Gregor, your go.
Okay. Well, with Buckaroo Biff safely in control of the sword?
Question mark.
Yeah, I trust him to pick up his master, and I can fully focus on this angel in front of me.
Yes.
Look, Buckaroo Biff can ride any beast, land or sea. I mean, well, he has only technically practiced on small seabirds, or on large seabirds and small wild hogs, but I believe in him.
Same principles apply.
Yeah,
exactly.
Gregor narrows his eyes and stares at the monster in front of him, and he sees the minuscule spot where it's imperfect, the place where he can stick his glaive and rip it apart out of this reality. Using the momentum provided by his, by Kyr's sword, Gregor leaps into the air and comes down hard on the angel, driving his glaive into the place where Marcus shot it. We don't want to fight you!
You drive your glaive deep into the angel, and you begin to unmake it from the top down. A sparkled pouch of its own in its own right. And you land on the sword behind Marcus, behind Buckaroo Biff, and you continue rolling forwards.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I hope I don't screw it up by wrecking.
The great behemoth, still incapacitated by Mercy's roundhouse kick earlier, is going to spend its effort finally righting itself. It yanks its great body backwards and detaches from the side of the building with another great shake. At this moment, Kyr and Idian managed to grab you guys and go, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, good job with the sword. Let's go. And pick you up, grab the sword, continue running in front of the line of fire, leaving all the angels burning behind you. You all continue to make progress. Marcus and Mercy, you feel the creature detach, touch down on the ground, and then the vibrations traveling through the tower again. And your ears pick it up before your eyes do. The place that it's going to be coming from. You know in a second it is going to impact the wall ahead of you, and you both have an instant to react.
Yeah, as the group continues forward, and Marcus has a very disconcerting omen of what might be happening in just a moment. He congeals some shadows from the corner of the hallway, and weaving them together at rapid speed, he forms a ramp with a steep incline that leads all the way up to the ceiling, where he's almost positive that the creature is going to attack next.
Okay, so your shadow ramp adheres to the roof, and you all continue to run up it and up it and up it, silently trusting Marcus's vision for this. And as you do, the shadow ramp begins to pitch and undulate like a bouncy castle as the very fabric of the tower changes. This structure is wondrous, and Harlock, with your new gained insight, looking around at it, you understand architecturally how all of this works. It is... how do I put this? It's like an ocean that's been carved apart into different sections so that the water, in the form of sand, flows in very particular ways. Gravity, to some extent, is almost ignored within this space. It's a glorious sort of architecture that you feel compelled to perhaps study later. But the end result of this is Marcus's shadow ramp connects from a place on the floor to a place on the ceiling. The place on the ceiling begins to move as the side of the tower is damaged, freeing more space for the sand to flow out the side and causing you all to on the ramp as you attempt to run up the side of it, as you realize you are now running over top this gigantic creature.
Oh, good.
Oh. Love it.
Your shadow canopy now suspends you over the behemoth that trundles beneath you.
Mercy feels that this is not going to hold both of them, and especially because of her own weight. So not being able to really get a hold of Gregor, she just does both of her legs and kicks him as far as she can away from the impact.
Gregor, you pop into the air, hit significant tungsten side, bounce onto his back. However, in the process of doing this, Mercy and Harlock, the canopy tears, and you fall to the floor below. You're immediately beneath the creature, and Mercy, you finally get your first good view of it.
This guy's ripped.
How many abs?
Mercy, you look up and you start counting, and you go 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then your eyes focus in and you go, that motherfucker, he pulled off the baker's dozen!
And then amidst all this chaos is where, like, underneath this giant monster, Harlock is just gonna reach out to Mercy and be like, hey, like, don't be too discouraged about it. You're a mother. You've got other things going on. This guy probably doesn't have anything else going on in his life.
That is not enough of an excuse.
I mean, like, you've got to take care of kids. You got to make dinner. This guy can just do sit-ups all day, 24 hours a day. It's really not a fair competition. And I don't think you should feel discouraged. You work really hard.
It really bothers me how, like, instantly you knew how much this upset me.
I can count really fast, and I'm becoming better at reading emotions.
Are you making fun of me because it took me a while to count to 13? Because I don't appreciate that.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you for being honest with me. We're going to die.
I love you two so much.
Now send us to the Shadow Realm.
Those two disappear beneath the canopy, and you're like, oh, Marcus, you're like, oh god, what caused the canopy to tear? And before you can even fully process the dynamics of this chaotic material, the canopy is once again disrupted in a major way as the cannons on its back fire directly into the mass of your friends. Gregor, you managed to ride a donkey who is screaming through the middle of this mess. And Marcus, you watch in slow motion as cannon shot after cannon shot moves towards you. And as it becomes wrapped in the shadow cocoon in front of you, you get a strange sensation. Now, your shadow tendrils, you're so used to manipulating them and shaping them that you're actually able to stop the shrapnel heading in your direction by simply increasing the thickness of the shadow cocoon. And in slow motion, you manage to hop over cannonball after cannonball, which are frozen and then bounce to the ground below.
I think I just do one long, slow pinwheel as I go over.
Inian is blasted with the shrapnel from a cannonball hitting the shadow canopy. Individual bits of twisted, angelic material pepper her flesh, and she rolls through the canopy itself. Kier, on the other hand, makes it out simultaneously better as he makes it past the areas that the cannons are firing, but also worse in that as he does, a piece of the ceiling detaches itself and dramatically thwacks him on the top of the head. He pitches himself forward into the canopy as well. Both are fucked up by the action.
Oh no, that's his soft spot.
Mercy is going to dash forward, and as she does, she summons her wedge axe to then whip it upwards as hard as she can to splinter through any of the cracks between the peck, or the 13 pack. Once it's weakened, she just lets go of the wedge axe and it just disappears into embers, and through it, her hands dive through, grab as many from the edges as possible, and just yank downwards and just slamming them across the ground.
And then, as if this were planned from day one, Harlock uses that last bit of grease on her body to slide in between Mercy's legs, pop up in underneath the hole, and then start just pulling out guts so that there's room, so that she can stuff her entire bag in there.
For what?
Oh my god!
And then she's going to pull out a fuse from the bag, and she's going to guide it so that she can get the rest of us out of the way because it's gonna blow.
you stuff. Oh man, you replace this honestly earned 13-pack with a 12-pack and a dishonest baker's dozen. You jam your backpack inside, attach the fuse, and you charge forwards. You now are on a timer. This thing's next crunch will prove fatal.
Mercy, I put a baby in it. I've evened the odds.
I had a one-liner. It doesn't matter anymore. How?
Marcus double takes up top. I must have misheard.
Well, congratulations. We should leave.
I agree. Childbirth can be messy.
Veto!
Oh my god.
Okay. Hey guys up top.
Yo.
How's it going?
Oh, I don't
A little
even
bit
know.
confused, otherwise pretty good.
So you're still riding the shadow canopy as it slowly rips apart and descends on top of this creature. Marcus and Gregor, you hear a grinding, ripping noise as... Oh, fuck, again, seriously? You hear something descending down from the top of the tail, except this is accompanied by a sonic boom as a figure that has been hounding this thing for the last few hours slams its body into the like abdomen of the creature and begins to just honestly just dig its arms one after the other into the juggernaut's back.
Is it helping us?
The shadow canopy begins to rip more and more as you slope down, maintaining your balance along with Inian and Kier, riding that donkey as you touch down, bouncing lightly on top of the dreadnought.
As they touch down on the creature's back, Marcus realizes that he only has a moment to act if he wants to. And since it appears as if this mysterious swords angel has no bone to pick with our heroes, he conjures up a pair of eldritch blasts, leans over, and throws them directly at this thing's leg and the ground on which it's currently sitting, just absolutely exploding it to pieces.
Excellent. Okay. Gregor, you hear a creak as the entire structure starts to wriggle backwards. Apparently, it's having trouble holding on due to maybe some issues in musculature that might be happening down below, or maybe the now freshly missing leg. The entire thing sounds like a metallic ship under pressure. You hear as it starts to almost seesaw backwards. You all are now running at a 45-degree angle, trying to get off this thing's front.
Seeing that this thing is losing its balance, from his position atop the creature's bow, he has a clear shot to just jump down, brace his glaive under his foot, and with all his might, stomp that glaive into this little arm, right in the crook of the elbow.
Oh.
Nice.
That glaive stomp works and slices through the comparatively small arm of this monster, and Gregor zips down to the floor.
Clang! You hit the ground and steady yourself as the entire body, once again, upends itself to the side, shifting back and forth, Inian and Kier running back and forth like, before hopping down. Marcus, you are caught by the donkey as you also hit the ground. Your tiny imp guiding the creature exactly as he was always born to do. You're so proud of him.
I sniff back a tear.
The entire thing lists outwards and rolls itself up on its back, now in the dirt, unable to properly right itself without its arm. You hear the loud sounds of metallic gnashing outside. Before the entirety of the outdoors is rocked by a dramatic explosion. Whoa. Everyone shook by the impact is thrown to the ground as shrapnel flies over your head. The thing is using its last-ditch effort to simply unload on the area with its cannons, and you start to army crawl out this way. Harlock, however, you find yourself entranced by the sight. The explosion, exactly the effects of your research. The bullets whiz over your head, but you stare transfixed as the angel eviscerates the other angel, alchemical fire burning away at the creature. A perfect combination of you and Mercy's efforts. It's glorious.
It's so pretty.
Harlock, you stare out across at the slowly dawning sunrise as this big puffy cloud of gas expands from the creature, and you think about all the one-liners you could say, but instead, you're Harlock, and instead you think, I could probably do that better next time.
Yeah.
and Ian grabs you and drags you down. It's like, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, I was distracted by the beauty of nature.
Yeah, no, that was a very Marcus thing to do. You just walked through a bunch of come on.
Ooh, all that smoke is probably poisonous, huh? We should go.
Yeah, that's definitely poisonous. What are you doing, Harlock?
It's definitely poisonous.
What is happening with you right now?
I know what the chemicals are.
That's cool.
Wait,
are they fatal?
What chemicals?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So let's leave
Yeah,
faster?
let's leave.
Also, that was all of my materials. I'm sorry, I will be useless.
You're apologizing too. What is happening?
That was amazing!
She grabs your face and squeezes it.
The wall changed me.
I don't think it was the wall. I think it was whatever you did with Mercy. I heard, camaraderie down there.
I heard something about giving it a child?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Yep, it was
What?
mumradery.
Yeah. Just two mothers working together.
Okay, guys, up the stairs!
Did anybody else see that second angel?
The what?